Hunter Collins. Your co-host for tonight is Pat Thornton. Your musical guest is Perfect Health. We've got a video from the Sentimentalist. We've got other videos by Dan Tamizian. I'm Josh Bigelman, that's DJ Wexel. And your host for tonight is Dan Galea.
How's it going, everybody? Oh, you're a good crowd. I like you. You're little and good. Hey, little guys. How you doing? You doing good? Good. So I'm going to start off. I just wanted to tell you a little bit about some stuff that happened to me this week, and then I'm going to bring up my amazing co-host, Pat Thornton. So I live in these apartment buildings over at Dovercourt and Bloor, and they're really, really weird apartment buildings. And they always do they always put up these weird notes on the by the elevator. And one note this week said, make sure you go out for the fire alarm and practice, because practice makes perfect. And this is a note they recycle, and it said prefect for the past 5 years. Obviously practice didn't make perfect. It never got fixed, ever. Plus it's like misspelling the word misspell. It's just, fix that. And there's another note, the newer note, and it said that the first floor had flooded, and they'd like you to refrain from flushing sanitary napkins, baby wipes, and rugs. And then someone on my floor wrote in condoms in pen. Like they must have went home and got a pen, and then they were like, oh, they forgot about all the condoms I've been flushing, And so I have so many questions. First of all, those Lysol wipes, I thought you could flush them. My bad. You know what I mean? I've been flushing those like crazy. Second thing, this guy who wrote in condoms, he's flushing so many condoms, he couldn't live with a sign that didn't say condoms on it. I want to know who this guy is. He's just like, oh, they're forgetting so many of my condoms I'm flushing. And thirdly, who's flushing all the rugs? Who's flushing so much rug that it made the list? Someone wrote this note, and then someone was like, don't forget about the rug. All of the rug we keep finding that's ruining the system here. I just imagine a guy at home with his wife, and his wife's in the washroom, and he's just like, so much rug. Honey, get out of the washroom. We're going to flush some of this rug. I don't know. I don't know what's going on in this guy's life. But the building's always been weird. Have you ever gone home and you smell chicken, but you didn't cook any chicken? Me too, and I'm starting to think I have a poultrygeist. There's people in my building that I've seen for years and I've never talked to. We just do the nod, We know we've seen each other for 5 straight years. We never said anything. And I have a few stories. So there's this guy down the hall, and the first day I moved in, he's like the dad in this big family, right? And it's 3 a.m, first night staying there, and I get a knock on the door, and it's the dad of this family, and he's super drunk. And when I answered the door, he goes, huh? And I'm like, what? And he's like, huh? And I'm like, what is going on here? And then he just lunges at my crotch, tries to grab my crotch. He's like, ah! And I'm like, no! And I just took him by the chest and I went, no! And I pushed him against the wall. And I wasn't mad. I was just so confused. I was like, what happened there, And then his whole family came out and they were like, oh, we're so sorry. And I was like, are we friends now? Is this what you do to everybody? Are we supposed to be cool now? And apparently we are, because now whenever he sees me, he's always like, hey. We have that connection now. He's like, I tried to grab your dick. We're cool, right? No! And then there's a second guy, And he walks around with a pug, and I always see him, and we always give the nod. But this time we both left the garage at the same time and ended up waiting at the elevators. And I just knew. He kept looking at me, and I was like, this is the day that we talk. I could just tell, okay? And he just kept looking over, and I kept looking down and looking up at him. And then finally he was like, ah, man, you hear what happened in this place, in all the elevators yesterday? And I was like, no, what? He's like, covered in shit, all the elevators covered in shit. And I was like, oh, that's disgusting, gross. And he's like, yeah, you think it's gross. I came into the elevator with my dog, and my dog just started eating the shit. And then he goes, oh, and you think that's bad? I couldn't stop myself from puking on my dog. This is the first thing this man said to me. I'm like, are we friends now? Because now you're the guy who puked on his dog. I don't know if I want to be your friend. You couldn't just turn your head and not puke on your poor pug's face? I don't know. That's my building for you guys. Other than that, I was watching Wheel of Fortune, and somebody won a trip to Whalers Cove. I don't know about you guys, but Whalers Cove doesn't sound like a very fun place. It sounds like you're gonna look out your window and people are just gonna be harpooning whales in some like body of water called Whalers Cove, you know? The beaches are red with whale blood there. And not only that, it said they want a trip to Whalers Cove. No one knows how they're getting back. Okay, they're just, I was at Whalers Cove for 3 years. I couldn't get home. The place is a labyrinth. I ended up opening my own restaurant, all whale food. I had whale pie, whale drinks. You're not going to believe this. Living there turned me off eating whale. Hopefully my next vacation's better at Murderer's Bay. All right, guys, I'm going to introduce my partner in crime today. We were in a sketch troupe called Gorilla Sketch, and now we're here tonight bringing it back. Give it up for Pat Thornton.
Okay.
Oh, hello.
We're doing it now.
We are here.
Hands up if you ever puked on your dog. Who pukes on their dog?
You?
No?
Yeah. You puked on your dog once?
We did it.
Oh, come on.
We did it.
I believe you. I believed you the first time. He's a great Dame. It barely covered him at all. So me and Pat, we're hosting this show as our old sketch troupe, Gorilla Sketch. And maybe, do you want to explain what Gorilla Sketch was a little bit?
Yeah, so Gorilla Sketch, what we would do is we would go to shows and we wouldn't have any sketches written and we would just get suggestions and then just very quickly write sketches, which sounds very similar to improv, but somehow isn't. So it's sort of the laziest way to do a sketch troupe, and we're kind of lazy guys. That's true. We're kind of,
That's true.
Yeah, we're lazy guys. And so that's how we did it, and that's how we're going to continue to do it.
So we're going to do a bit of that tonight, but what we're going to do is we're going to get to some suggestions from you guys right now, and then we're going to do a sketch based on those suggestions later on in the show. So I guess we'll start by, what's our relationship? What do you want me and Pat's relationship to be? Sorry? Two pianists? Okay. So we're two pianists.
Okay.
And what's the problem we're having? What problem could we have? You. Oh, that's
That's
okay.
a problem, yeah.
It's a bit out of the Pat's pay grade, but we'll figure it out. Can't stop wanting to lick each other's tongues.
Okay.
And we're pianists. And
Pianist.
cool.
Got it.
We'll stick with that for now. I think that's enough information. I mean, there's so much there, you know? Do you want some more stuff, Pat?
Oh, I want tons more stuff.
Okay, you asked for something.
So, like, where?
Where are we?
Where are we? Whalers Cove.
Whalers
Yeah,
Cove.
I'm into that.
I like that one.
I'm into that.
The worst place on earth.
Whalers Cove.
Whalers Cove.
Just at a pianist convention in Whalers Cove.
And our tongues are yummy. Anything else?
I don't know.
I think we're good. I think
okay,
that's good.
we'll figure it
That's
out.
a good setup. So we're gonna start writing that sketch, and while we're doing that, we also decided to make a pilot as
That's
Gorilla
true, yeah.
Sketch. So
Basically what we did was we, like this process that we're doing here, we went out on the street and got a bunch of suggestions for a sitcom pilot that we could do, and we filmed a few little videos.
right. So the pilot of our show is about us not having an idea for a pilot and getting people to tell us what they want to see and then attempting that. Why don't you check it out while me
Check
and Pat
it out,
start
Gorilla
this writing.
Sketch!
Hi, I'm Pat.
I'm Dan. Together we are Gorilla
Sketch.
So now that we're older, we still like having fun, we decided why not try to get paid and make some money off this? And we decided we're gonna try to make a pilot with the same premise. We don't have any ideas, we just know we wanna make a pilot.
We're gonna make a little sitcom. Who cares? So we're gonna go out in the world and ask people what they want to see.
Once we get what they wanna see, we are going to do it. We're gonna ask them 4 questions. What's the premise? What's our relationship? Give us a location, and what's the name of the sitcom? Then we're gonna shuffle them all up and see what we get.
Let's make a show.
Pilot and co-pilot.
Christie Pitts Park, where we are.
Fighting over a girl.
Looking for sugar?
Man, sure is nice to hang out at Christie Pitts Park, you know?
Yeah, I love it.
Being a pilot sure can be hard. Flying airplanes all around the world, me being a pilot, you being my co-pilot.
That's exactly what we do.
And plus in the park, you're not just a co-pilot, you're my friend.
Yeah, we don't have to be pilots here, man.
Nope, we
That's
can just
got to
be
be.
buddies.
Yeah. I love it. Love not being in an airplane for once.
Oh my God. It's 5:06. Don't we got that Paris flight at 6:30?
Oh, yeah. Can't make it, bud. I took the night off. I'm actually going to the movies with Sugar.
Sugar?
Yeah. You know Sugar.
Yeah, I know her super well. She's my girlfriend.
She wasn't your girlfriend last night.
Hey, what the hell's that supposed to mean?
What? What's this supposed to mean?
Don't touch me.
Don't judge me.
No, you don't touch me.
That's me.
You're the co-pilot.
You're the pilot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who's took your shift?
Ray.
Right!
You guys are brothers.
Peru.
Peru?
Peru.
Customer service. The problems of customer service.
Shirts.
Dude, can we get out of here? We've been waiting forever, okay?
I just have to talk to the ambassador for like 1 minute, so just gotta wait for that.
So let me get this straight. We're at the Canadian consulate in Peru, so you can talk to the ambassador about bad customer service you had while purchasing a shirt?
That lady was so rude to me today when I tried to buy that shirt, okay? I just want to talk to the ambassador about it for a second, then we can get out of here.
I just don't think it's a major problem here. I bought this shirt and I had great customer service.
Look, good shirt customer service is important to me, and it should be globally.
Fine, but do me a favor, make me a promise. When we're done here, can we please go and enjoy one of Peru's many beautiful beaches?
No beach.
Just because of a shirt? Shirts. The show's called Shirts.
I don't know, but he keeps stealing your money.
I think Los Angeles.
A guy comes up to a stranger in the park because his niece got murdered and he needs help finding who murdered her.
Glazed buns.
Dude, please, I need someone's help. This is only my second time ever in Hollywood, California. I brought my niece. I woke up and she's dead. Someone murdered her.
Why didn't you call the LAPD?
Everyone knows they're corrupt.
Yeah, that's true. So you want me to help you solve a murder?
Yes, if you can.
But I don't even know you. Wait a minute, I do know you. You stole glazed buns from me.
If I don't remember that, but if I did, it would have had to have been 2 years ago.
It was 2 years ago, and it did happen.
Okay, well, I think the more important issue right now is that my niece is murdered.
Okay, fine. I'll help you solve this murder, but then you're buying me those glazed buns.
Sure.
Okay. Well, what can you tell me about the murder? What do you know?
Okay, when I woke up, I was standing above her.
Right.
I was covered in blood, and I had a knife in my hand, and
Okay,
she was
yeah.
dead.
Okay, I think we figured it out.
Who would have done that?
I think you did it.
No. I had a very realistic dream that I did it.
Yeah, that wasn't a dream. That was you doing it. Yeah, you did it. That was you the whole time. Yeah, that was you doing it. Let's grab those buns before you go to prison or whatever.
Yeah, I should do it before. I'm a murderer. I could just kill you. So, what'd you think?
So, I only let you guys in here because you said you were the cleaning company. Right.
Do you think there's any chance your network will pick up any of these shows?
It's another thing. I don't know what you guys think we are, but we're a printing company. Okay? And to answer your question, probably not.
Printing. We got confused.
Oh.
It must be hard to be a printing company in the age of the internet here.
Oh, making a show is too hard.
Yeah, you gotta start somewhere.
Yeah, you guys can start cleaning, or I will call security.
Yeah, I could clean. Yeah, I could clean.
Where are the brooms?
Downstairs.
Okay, should we just call you boss or? Yep.
Don't address me.
Okay.
Fuck.
That's a video. That's a pilot. Maybe one day you guys will see that on some obscure online website. Who knows? If we're lucky. Are you guys ready for our first act of the night? Okay. I need you to double that reaction when I say her name, because she deserves so much more. You might have seen her on Just for Laughs or Last Comic Standing. Give it up for Deanne Smith.
All right. Hi, everyone. I'm so happy to be here. How good are our lives? How about a round of applause for all those videos that we just saw? That was fun. Okay, I don't need to make you feel it if you don't already feel it. I thought that was fun. I spent all day at Hanlon's Point, so I'm a little bit covered in sand, and I have seen too many dicks today. Do you guys know what Hanlon's Point is? It's good, it's fun, It's the beach, it's on the island, and it's like the gay beach, and I saw so many dicks. And I feel like I understand something now about the nature of the world and about the nature of men. I'm not sure what it is, I didn't have time to fully process it, but I kind of get it now. I don't know. More dicks than I've ever seen in my life. I don't love dicks. Let's start there. Couldn't tell, little boy. Also, and I'm gonna tell you guys a story. I'm kind of stalling because it's an intimate story. But I'll just describe, I can't talk about all my tattoos, but they're out. Most people don't even know I have them because it doesn't really jive with the rest of my 1950s newspaper delivery boy thing that's going on here. But the funnest ones, I think, are these here. This one is some script from a letter that my grandmother wrote. That's very sweet, yeah. And then I asked my alive grandma if she wanted me to get anything for her. That's not how I call her. I do just call her grandma. I'm never like, hey, alive grandma. That's a lot of pressure to put on somebody, especially when you have a history of depression in your family. How dark do you want to get tonight? Not very. It's still light out. Fair. Super dark. No, let's enjoy the summer while we have it. Winter is coming soon enough. Anyway, so I wanted things to be equal. So I asked my alive grandma if she wanted me to get anything for her. And she said, well, I don't approve. So I don't approve. But it's in her handwriting. That's good. You are correct to applaud. Thank you. That is this is my commitment to comedy. That's why I like to show you that early. I got a joke tattooed on my arm. That's a joke I can share with my grandmother for the next 2 to 5 years. She is 90. And I committed to that for life. Okay, some people more into the dark references to all of our own mortality. So many dicks I saw today. Did someone just say how many? That's very cute. That's like an old school comedy. You know what? I should have more jokes about it if I'm going to keep referencing it. That's fair. So many dicks today. How many dicks? I turned double gay and then straight and then reverse gay and then back to gay again. That many dicks. So many dicks that at first I was like, ugh, dicks, I've made the right choice. And then midway through the day I was kind of like, oh, dicks, all right. I'm starting to get it. And then near the end of the day I was starting to have like preferences of what I wanted to see, what color, you know what I mean, cut, uncut. I prefer an uncut, not too red. That's what I discovered about myself today. Which I didn't plan on telling any of you, but your interaction made it happen. So good for you. How many dicks? I think I've come to accept them. So the story I want to tell you guys is this, is that like I went to the waxer not too long ago, and I'm just going to assume that people here have done that. Please don't think I'm bragging when I tell you that either. It's just that I'm pretty good at comedy. I've reached like a certain financial position where I can pay other people to remove my body hair. It's pretty special. It's just a thing that I can do. I pay other people, you know what I mean? I outsource some of my personal hygiene, that's all I'm saying. So you guys have done it. I just went in for the legs, and then they upgraded me to a bikini wax, and I wasn't ready for it. Because I don't like getting touched by strangers generally. I don't even like getting shampooed at the hair salon, and I don't know why we've all accepted that like it's normal. I think it's too intimate. I'm like, it's too much at the hair salon. I'm like, I'm upside down, my head's all wet, you're massaging me. Are we in love? Like, it feels like love. I get emotionally invested at the place. So it was a lot for me to go ahead and do this waxing thing, but I decided to do it. Let me also say, I'm just going to assume most people are doing it, but I have the platform. I'm going to advocate a return to the full-on 70s bush. I've been neglecting you guys. Why would I? A return to the full-on 70s bush for everybody, the natural look, men, women, whatever. I think it should look like you have the Jackson 5 in a headlock. That's what I think, just the whole Jackson 5. How did they get there? How strong are your legs? Who cares? You got them tracked. Just like a 70s good time. That's what I'm trying to infer with that. You guys are very lovely, but there's not quite enough of you, and the ceiling's so tall, so your laughs and enjoyment are getting lost, and it forces me then to float outside of my own body and go, did you just say Jackson 5 in a headlock? Why would you say that to all these nice people? That's just what mine personally looks like, okay? I've tried to come up with better things to say about. Anyway, the point is this. So she upgraded me to the bikini wax, but this is what I thought a bikini wax was when I said yes. I thought a bikini wax was, because I am innocent, I thought it was that you wear your regular underwear. Whatever that is, leave it on. And then, if there's like a little bit of hair, like a little bit, just like sticking out around the underwear, all right? Maybe got Jermaine on this side, Tito over here, Michael in the middle, protected where he should be, because he's the best. And I don't think he touched those kids. I don't. I think he didn't have a childhood, and we didn't let him grow up as a public. I think he didn't understand boundaries. I'm too deep now with, again, no jokes. I saw so many dicks today. I thought they just took care of the edges and we all moved on. That's not even close to what a bikini wax is. The first thing this woman tells me to do, thank you, I am loving their vocal reaction, but no less, sir, am I loving you leaning in with this motion. It's fucking sweet. It's adding an air of intellectualism to this, which I really appreciate. And then what? So then I thought, thank you. So then she tells me to take off my underwear. Just go ahead and take it off. You're nodding like, of course she does. But I was like, no thanks. I'm a lesbian. I don't even take off my underwear to have sex, all right? I don't have to. I do not have to. It's mostly rubbing and cuddling and talking about our feelings. It's not. I don't have time to tell you what it is. It is Pride Month. I'll tell you what it's not and what it's never been, though, okay? It is not, nor has it ever been, scissoring. Stop spreading this rumor. It's not scissoring. How? Why? How? Why? How and why, mostly. Are we running at each other and then we leap? And then, come on. It is not possible. And it's not enjoyable. Oh, gosh, I gotta get out of here. Let me speed this up, all right? So she tells me to take off the underwear. I finally do it. And then the woman says, whoa. No. Then she said, you're gonna feel like you lost weight today. Right to my face, which I believe she said for the benefit of her friend. What? There was a friend in the room. There was an extra, unnecessary person, uninvolved in the procedure in the room. Is this still comedy or is this a police report? 2 people forced me to take off my underwear, and then I did it. So take off my underwear. She starts in on the process, and I'm having like a lot of feelings as it's happening because I've never done this before, right? I'm like, okay, I didn't know bikinis were so small. First of all, why is she still moving inward? Why is that a thing? I don't even own a bikini. Why am I doing any of this at all? My vagina's exposed. There's 2 women in the room. There's hot wax involved. We haven't even settled on a safe word. None of this is good. None of this feels okay, you know? And then just when I think I understand how it's all going to go down, and it is quite intimate, and it is quite painful. And if anyone in your life is doing this for you, you should appreciate it. Just when I think I understand how it's all going to go down, out of nowhere, you guys can tell me later if this was normal, because I don't think it was. Out of nowhere, this woman slaps me on the vulva. She slapped me on the vulva. I don't want to have to say vulva to you guys. Thank you for telling me it's not normal. Thank God. And do I apologize? I can't apologize, but I wish I could. But I didn't want to have to say vulva, but I had to say vulva. To all you nice people trying to eat your appetizers, to this vaguely Spanish man with a really wicked mustache, I didn't want to have to say vulva to all of you guys, but I have to, because that's where she slapped me. And of course, I thought about changing it to vagina, but vagina is the tube part on the inside. It's anatomically incorrect. I can't say that. I can't say she slapped me on the vagina with a clean conscience, because it's impossible. Because physics, leverage, you know how it is. You can't slap a vagina. What? You're telling me you think you can get in? You think you can get in and then get the leverage to slap? Slap. Get in and then slap a vagina? You can't. You can't. If you can slap a vagina, you have a serious medical problem. It was definitely the vulva that she slapped me on the vulva. In the middle of the day, 3 p.m., you guys, 3 p.m. Slapped, it was like light outside, lighter than this. Children are playing on the street. I'm getting slapped on the vulva? That is not vulva slapping time, you guys. That is not. Vulva slapping time is at best, a narrow window between 1:57 to 11 a.m. when you brought someone home from the bar and you're not sure what she's into. Let's just try everything. Is it this? Whap! Nope, okay, sorry. I got, our European friend woke up. I got slapped on the vulva in the middle of the goddamn day. Please don't clap, it brings back bad memories. I had the only, there was a whapping sound. I did fail to mention that. There was a whapping sound that I heard over the sound of my own shame. If you want to imagine what it sounded like, imagine throwing a wet starfish at an uncooked ham. Why would you ever throw a wet starfish at an uncooked ham? I do not know. Why would you slap me on the vulva in the middle of the day? I gotta get out of here. You guys have been so lovely. You have an amazing show ahead of you. Enjoy it. We have all made the right choice tonight. Have a great life. I'm Deanne Smith. Good night.
Keep it going for Deanne Smith. Thank you so much. Oh man, she's so great. huge fan right here. So next up, we have a favorite of the show. They're a magic duo called the Sentimentalists. They sent me 2 videos for the show today, and we went out on the streets and we did some magic for people on the streets. And so that's what I'm about to show you. You might notice I'm still wearing this shirt in that video. I threw out all my shirts. This is my only shirt, and I don't take it off, and that's just who I am now. Enjoy this video from the Sentimentalists.
Hey everyone, so there are thousands of words printed on all these books, millions perhaps, and if you could do me a favor and go pick up 2 books, any 2 you like. All right, and our good friends over here, come on over here into the camera's view, and Steffi is right there, and you have, of course, no idea what books are going to be selected, and if your eyes would close. Now, I'm going to take these 2 books, one on Lou Reed, and one on Joni Mitchell, Canadian and from New York. Actually, my 2 favorite cities. Come on over here.
Perfect.
And if you would just take this book for a second, and Steffi's going to try something. If you just notice that all of these pages are different, you can see that. And hold that, please. And they're all different. And just take those books and hold one up. Anyone you want, just hold one up. You want that one?
Yeah.
Okay, so we have this book here. If you would hold on to it, please. And whatever you want, just say stop on a page.
Stop.
Okay, so page number 94. If you would turn that book to page 94, but make sure Steffi does not see anything.
Okay, 94 steps.
Yeah.
Yes, you got it?
Now, think just of the first word on that page.
Yeah.
Hide it against your chest.
Well, it's a short word.
Is it a short?
And it's the opposite of on. The word you're thinking about is off.
Yes, that's true.
You may open your eyes. And that, you didn't, like you just randomly pulled those books?
Yeah.
Here's what I would like you to do, sir. You're gonna print down the name of someone you love, someone you care about, first name only. And then what you're gonna do is you're gonna draw a picture underneath, close your eyes, Steph, of something that begins with the first letter of that name. So if he writes the name, let's say, Andy, you could draw an apple. You got it? All right, let's have a look. Draw something right there. Wait, you realize it could be anything you want to draw. No, now.
I know.
Hide it against your chest. Open your eyes. Just wait. Okay. Just.
I'm already getting something.
You're seeing it already?
Yes. This idea.
Try that. Put it in her mind.
Yeah, you drew two circles, right? There's two circles there. And the name you wrote down is Carol. And you drew cherries. You drew two cherries.
Yeah.
That is exactly.
And I changed my mind after. I was like, oh, I'm gonna draw a cat.
So take this for a second and Steffi, close your eyes. Now what I want you to do is I want you to go into the dictionary of your mind. And I want you to print down any word in the English language on that piece of paper, any word at all. Now Steffi K and I, when this is aired, just appeared on Penn and Teller's Fool Us. And you know the outcome. Hide that against your chest. Let's do this. Here, you gotta open your eyes. Okay, I really want you to put it in her mind.
Orange and black.
Yes.
Yes, you're thinking of a cat. You were thinking of tiger.
Yes.
Folks, you see her face right now? That is the look that we look for, just absolutely stunned. But watch this, close your eyes. Keeping your eyes closed, you're gonna watch this. Did you feel that?
Mm-hmm.
Where did I just tap you?
My back.
Show me where you felt that. Open your eyes. Did I touch her?
No.
Who was I touching?
Her.
And you were feeling it.
What?
Yeah.
No.
Yes.
No.
Nowhere near you.
No.
Ladies and gentlemen, Canada's leading lady of mentalism, Steffi K, the mental marvel of the modern age.
Thank
and
you.
I am Mysterion, and we are
The Sentimentalists.
See you in our favorite place.
The future. dead.
They can't hear you because they're not here, but it's nice to clap, right? They're going to be back. They actually did a video that's a magic trick that they're going to do on you guys from the video, and we're going to need 8 volunteers. So talk amongst yourselves. We will get those volunteers at the end, but we'll get it. And it's going to be really weird, and I really hope it works, because if it doesn't, they're not here, and I am. So pretty good deal for them. They actually just, if you guys like Penn and Teller's Fool Us, they just did Penn and Teller's Fool Us, and they fooled Penn and Teller, and they're going to be opening for them in Vegas. So pretty cool stuff. Congratulations to the Sentimentalists. You guys ready for your musical act? All right, give it up for Perfect Health.
Oh, there it is. Hi. I'm not funny, so I'll play some music instead.
This time I'm ready to be open. I opt for the pain of knowing. This time I'm ready to be open. So don't give up. I'm coming for you. Don't give up. 'Cause I'm coming for you. You're curious, you are strong. I found the strength here all along. It broke my fall and gave me pause. If I worry I'm not good enough, I'll burn my every chance at love. So I'll be enough. And nothing but this time I'm ready to be open. I opt for the pain of knowing. This time I'm ready to be open. So don't give up. This time I'm ready to be open. I opt for the pain of knowing. This time I'm ready to be open. So don't give up. I'm coming for you. Don't give up. 'Cause I'm coming for you. Don't give up. I'm coming for you. Don't give up. Don't give up.
Thanks. Thanks so much. This is my first show doing this, and thank you. Yeah, it's like, like not ever, but like, it's too complicated to explain. Music is fucked. You know what I mean. You guys look like musicians.
I saw a branch stretching out, sunlight said again, nothing is wrong. Nothing is wrong. Nothing is wrong. Nothing is wrong. I fell apart, I broke my heart, I lost the nerve to be awake. I slept for years just for fear of all the choices I'd make. I wanna know, nothing is wrong. 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 Nothing is wrong.
Thank you. And give it up for Dan Galea for putting the show on tonight. Thanks a lot.
Thank you. Keep it going for perfect health. Sorry, I was in a different world there. That music just whisked me away, and I was just into my own planet. Pat, come back up here. So me and Pat are gonna do something. We're still writing that sketch. It's super hard. So we're gonna do that at the end of the show.
Yeah.
But right now,
We don't
what
do
we're
a lot
gonna-
of pianist stuff, but we'll figure it out.
Right now, what we're gonna do is we're gonna tap into the rec room security cameras, and we're gonna take a look at some people, and we're gonna do some inner thoughts with some people. So maybe, can we darken the stage a bit, less light, so we can see the screen a bit better? There we go, yeah.
Oh, I like this.
Okay.
I like this guy.
Yeah. Okay, you go first.
It's like, oh, hey, you guys know how to play video games or what?
Oh, yeah. Do we
No,
all
let's
know-
get out of here.
Yeah. Seriously. Okay, I think they're this way.
They all had no idea what video games were.
Yo, let's just pretend like we're about to play video
They
games.
came here, got embarrassed, and took off. That's what happened.
Okay, let's hide. Let's all hide.
We can hide over here, I think.
Oh, here we go. What, excuse me, are you guys?
Hey, are you guys hiding over here? You can't. You can't hide here.
Yo, I don't think they're hiding, honey. Let's just get out of here. No, they're hiding. They're hiding.
No, they were hiding.
Oh, excuse me. Do you know if anyone's hiding? Excuse me.
Excuse me. Hello.
Let's find some new people. Oh, let's find that guy on his phone's good. I wonder if there's any games I can play on this phone. There's a lot of lineups at the real games here. Oh, it looks like is he Pokemon going?
I don't know what that is.
I
Just
don't
looks
know.
like a big thumbs up on his phone.
You guys have that thumbs up app? It's just a thumbs up.
It's just when you're feeling blue and you just want to give yourself a thumbs up, you know what I mean? He's got that. That's what he was thinking.
You guys
And
think you're
take a
slurps?
sip.
You guys think you're slurps? Okay, let's
I'm
go.
slurping on the inside, baby.
That's what they're thinking. They're just pure laughs in their head. They're just so amazed that they're here. They're just like, oh, here we go.
Oh, these guys are getting drinks. Let's see what happens.
Do you think it's weird that I ordered 2 milks?
That's not milk. This isn't milk. This is a book.
I feel like someone's watching
Oh, it's just
us.
a book full of milks. This is good, actually. This is good.
Excuse me, I think I ordered 2%. I wanted 4%.
Excuse me, I'm going to try this new Thai milk. Can we get this? Can I get this one? Hello?
We'll just get a bowl of French fries, please.
Can we get French fries and a bowl of milk?
Can we get a glass of French fries and a bowl of milk, please? Oh, look at all the wines they have. Let's get milk. Oh my God, I can't believe I'm on this date. This is the second time I've dated a milk. I don't know.
Just a milk.
A milk. They're just called milks. People that like milk.
Yeah. There's a special dating app for people that really like milk.
Yeah. Oh man.
Milks.
Let's find one more couple and then we'll bring up our next act. It doesn't have to be a couple.
Try to find someone who likes milk if you can.
Oh, here we go.
Oh yeah, they like milk. That's a baby. Babies love milk.
Hi, can I get 3 milks, please?
Hi, do you have any of those milk menus for babies?
Do you have any ice cubes with milk? Like milk cubes? My baby loves them. It's not your fault you don't have them.
Oh, you don't have that here? That's weird, I think.
Honey, stop asking about the milk cubes.
No, why can't they make them? I don't get it.
It's not that they
They
can't
have milk, they have freezers, I don't get it.
Everywhere we go. She's asking about these milk cubes. Nobody has said yes yet. Nobody ever. Okay. I think we can end on milk cubes.
Yeah, milk cubes.
It's just
Good night.
Give it up for Pat Thornton and milk cubes. Milk cubes. Speaking of milk cubes, this guy knows all about them. Give it up for Hunter Collins. Milk cube.
Oh, yes, the human milk cube. Hunter Collins. Thanks for coming out tonight, guys. It means the world to us as live performers to have you guys out here. We know you got a choice with what you can do with your night, and I feel like our choices are dwindling. Like, I don't even go see movies in the theaters anymore because the movie theaters are just filled with all the most, like, poorly raised, don't know how to act in public, barbarian motherfuckers. Like, you know how before movies now, they have to actually run PSAs that teach you how to be a civil goddamn human being? They're like, hey, don't be a Tommy Dexter. Don't be a Susie seat kicker. Who the fuck is roundhousing seats at the theaters like, what? Oh, that's a good trailer. Fuck your seat, fuck it. Now you go see a movie, man, it's nothing but Tommy Texters, Susie Seat Kickers, bunch of Gary Getter-Uppers, and Nicky Nacho Munchers, and Bobby Baby Bringers. Like, just for a solid half hour before the movie starts nowadays, they should show you one new PSA on loop that just screams at the audience, hey, don't be a piece of shit. Shut your fucking mouth for like one movie. Please pretend you're dead for 2 hours. People have been ruining the movies for me as long as I can remember, man. I caught the movie 12 Monkeys in theaters. Just this cool old Bruce Willis time travel flick. My buddies and I would get our seats in the row directly behind us. This family pulled in, and they brought their grandma, who not only had a tracheotomy hole in her neck, but also had the voice box. One of these old contraptions you hold up to the neck, and it makes people talk like that. And what I learned that day is that you cannot turn the volume down on a voice box. Because this family of psycho fucks brought their senile old voice box having granny to see what was easily the most complicated movie of 1995. So sure enough, halfway through the movie, she gets confused, starts asking questions like, is that Bruce Willis from the past or Bruce Willis from the future? She's cracking up with all the funny bits, like, so finally, I had to turn around and say something. I was like, hey, RoboCop. Trying to listen to Bruce Willis, not the intro to Black Sabbath's Iron Man. Do me a favor, put a pencil or a finger in it for a second, will ya? Probably the sound it would make. A little. So thanks for coming out. I'm from Montreal originally. I don't go back home to visit much anymore. I was last in Montreal for Halloween. And you know how people wear like sexy Halloween costumes now, and you can tell they have dirty pervert role-playing plans for the end of their night in those costumes? Well, last Halloween was a total disaster for me because my folks wore those sexy costumes. Yeah. Last Halloween, my dad dressed up as Thomas the Tank Engine, and my mom dressed up as a tunnel. Ugh. I'm trying to sleep in the guest room. All I hear is them going at it, screaming, all aboard. How many people are in there? I grew up an English-speaking kid in a French-speaking neighborhood, and the French always did this thing that annoyed me where they would like Frenchify the names of historical figures to make them sound Frenchier. Like I grew up near this street named after famed inventor Leonardo da Vinci, but in Montreal they named the street Rue Léonard de Vinci. Guy's fucking Italian. You name a street after Da Vinci in Toronto, you don't call it Leonard of Vinci Boulevard. It's ridiculous. But they always did this, like in textbooks growing up. Archimedes was always referred to as Archimede. Michelangelo was Michel-Ange. I just can't wait for the day where Montreal renames a street after Barack Obama. I want to be there for that ribbon-cutting ceremony. See the mayor of Montreal waddle up to a podium, be like, "Today's we are renaming the streets after the first black president of the United States, Benoit Odette." Franco-Ontarians are a funny one too. Like you go to places like Ottawa and Sudbury, find those French-speaking Ontarians. They're funny because it's hard to pinpoint what their dominant language is. Like I got this job when I was a teenager at the Canadian Library of Parliament in Ottawa, and before I moved to Ottawa, I wrote my boss an email, and I wrote him in French because his name was Luc Lajoie. Okay, super French name, Gesundheit. And I meet the guy face to face, and I tell him I'm looking forward to working for him. I'm like, "Oh, salut Luc, enchanté de te rencontrer." He goes, "Oui, nous avons très hâte de vous avoir ici avec nous autres." And I was like, that's some garbage French for a guy named Luc Lajoie. So I switched to English to make it easier for the guy, but I was still kind of shook about the whole thing. I was like, "Okay, cool, Luke. And when's lunch typically?" He goes, "The lunch is at noon o'clock typically." I was like, "Where the fuck did you learn to speak English and French? Spain?" I have one buddy who's from here in Ontario, and he just got back from vacation in Australia. And I'd been before. I wanted to ask him how his trip was. I was like, "Hey, man, how was your trip down under?" He goes, "Oh, it was great, man. I went everywhere. I went to Sydney. I went to Melbourne." I was like, "Melbourne? Never heard of Melbourne? Oh, wait, you mean Melbourne?" I'm like, "There's an R in Melbourne, dude." He goes, "Yeah, that's how they pronounce it over there. They say Melbourne." I'm like, "Yeah, but it's the only word in the sentence you pronounce like an Australian. If I take a vacation in Japan, I don't come back and be like, 'Oh, I had a real nice time in Tokyo. It was a real nice vacation I had over there.'" So here we are. Toronto now is where I live. I'm bummed out about the Presto card. That shit, man. I was getting so good at ripping off the drivers with my fare. You know, Gesundheit again. What, are you allergic to hilarious jokes? Mediocre jokes, let's be honest. No, I was getting good at ripping off the drivers, man, because, you know, you could just walk out. Like, I was at the point I wasn't throwing real currency in the till anymore. I was throwing in washers and shit like that, plucking buttons off my shirt at the stop, getting rid of that, all my old pog. Doesn't matter, right? The driver just needs to hear some kind of auditory confirmation that something entered the till. You could walk onto a bus, jiggle a bag of spoons, and walk right by the driver. I've been making the noise with my mouth, just jiggling, jiggling. Later, buddy. See ya. Get on the bus. Well, my favorite thing that's ever happened to me in Toronto, and this is a true story. I was walking up Ossington one night, and I saw a skunk leave a bar. Okay? Like, not like hastily shooed out with a push broom. Barmaid just opened the door, went, all right, and the skunk left on his own accord. So I had to peek my head inside, find out what the hell happened, and I look in, I'm expecting full pandemonium, bunch of KO'd animal control guys and stuff. Instead, there's just one guy at the bar sipping on a pint, place is deserted except for him. I'm like, hey man, did a skunk just leave this bar? The guy goes, yeah. You glib prick. We just basically witnessed a cartoon play out in real life. The only way it could have been more cartoonish is if on the way out the skunk turned to me and went, this place stinks, and I kept walking down the street. I hated that guy so much. I bet his beer was so hoppy too. These fucking hoppy beer people, they think they're better than you because they drink beer that hurts. Always bragging about how many ingredients are in their precious beer. It's just water, barley, and powdered rope. I don't know how you order these beers, whose palate this is for. Excuse me, barkeep, do you perchance have an ale on tap that tastes like I'm kissing my dad on the mouth? Oh, what's that, the Rumpelstiltskin's angina is good? It has a dumb name. Intoxicant-wise, I'm gonna tell you what, man, I'm glad we're getting legal weed in this country. God damn it, it's about fucking time. Hey? It's no more harmful than the legal booze, probably less so, even. Like, what do you guys think gets you into more trouble, weed or booze? Right? Yeah, booze, for sure, right? I think we do dumber stuff drunk. We just say dumber stuff high. Like, if you're getting hammered at some bonfire party out in the country or something, you might waddle off, try to ride a random farmer's horse or something. But if a high person's watching you, they'll be like, ooh, horses are like animal cars. Like, say the dumbest shit. I was talking about weed legalization at a show in Niagara Falls, and I was like, you guys pumped for legal weed? This woman in the front row went, no, boo, boo, it leads to harder drugs, it leads to heroin, I've seen it happen. And I was like, lady, chill out. I think you just met someone who likes drugs way too much. Do you know how much more fucked up heroin is than weed? It's so different. I hate that slippery slope mentality. That's like being like, I lost my virginity in high school missionary position, and now all I do is just face fuck dead prostitutes. It's a slippery slope. One leads to the other. There's no more kids in the room, by the way, if you guys are wondering. I can make the face fucking dead prostitute jokes with impunity. No. I've been writing some darker material. I don't know. I think it has something to do with like the TV I've been watching. Been watching this show called Hannibal. You've heard of Hannibal? It's about Hannibal Lecter, who is a cannibal. And in this show, Hannibal, what happens is the FBI hires Hannibal to find a cannibal who is on the loose. Now the caveat here is the whole time, the cannibal is Hannibal. Goddamn FBI just can't put it together. At no point in the show is anyone like, maybe the cannibal is the guy whose name's one fucking letter away from the word cannibal. Such lazy writing. Imagine how pissed off you would be if you watched 3 seasons of a TV show and at the end we were like, we've discovered the true identity of the murderer. It's none other than Steve Blurderer. It rhymes. Maybe it's just me. But I run a lot of jokes by my girlfriend, who's very sensible. We've been together about 2.5 years, and my girlfriend is black, which, as a white person, I gotta say, has opened my eyes to certain idiosyncrasies in society that, frankly, are a little off. For example, I was recently frequenting my local pornographic website, and you guys realize we still refer to porn with black people in it as ebony porn? That not seem a little antiquated to you guys? Ebony? You know what ebony is, right? It's a kind of wood, referring to an entire culture of people as wood. That is the definition of objectification, and it's the only race you do this with. You're never watching Asian porn like, fucking right, bamboo porn. Yeah, let's see how this goes. You ever queue up some Japanese midget porn like, fucking right, bonsai tree porn. Yeah, let's see how this goes down. They're tiny trees, sir. When you do the math. All right, I got to get off stage promptly. Maybe one last thing. Also, don't say midget. It's not the preferred word. It's little people. You got to use the right words. I have a friend who is a little people, and sometimes I think stand-up's a bit about acting as a pressure release valve for the audience. Sometimes, you may think things you'd never dare say out loud, and I feel our job is to air that out a little bit. Here's one you may have thought of before. You ever meet a little person who doesn't work in show business, and you're like, what are you doing, buddy? I mean, you're sitting on a pot of gold there, as they do. Are the laughs getting lost in the ceiling, or did you just hate my guts? All right, it's irrelevant at this point. I've done all the damage and good I can. Thank you very much.
Keep it going for Hunter Collins. Get his album, Nincompoop, the sequel to Nincompoop. Nincompoop. Love the name. So this is the part of the show where we have a magic trick, and I need 8 volunteers right now. Who's gonna do it? You, 3 of you, sure, come on up. You, what many is that? That's 3 plus, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We need one more person. Come on up. Sid, maybe you should come up. You're gonna come up, it's your birthday. It's Sydney's birthday, everybody. Come on up, Sydney. All right, you guys gonna stand at the front of the stage here. Sydney, come on up. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, okay? So you're gonna get in a straight line in the front of the stage, as straight as you can get. Go ahead. So you just, and you're gonna turn around to face the screen. And we're gonna play a video for you. And everyone can play along if you can see the screen. There's screens all around, so don't just, if you can't see the one on the stage. So let's play the trick, shall we?
How's it going, everybody? I'm Dan Galea from the DG Special, and we're here with the Sentimentalists at Sonic Boom. They're gonna do a little trick for us here at the Rec Room. You guys ready?
Of course.
We're always ready. Listen, Steph, there are 8 people on stage right now. How many brains do you think we could read via this screen?
The screen? Well, I think we can do all 8.
All 8. Let's try. A pack of cards. I want everyone now on stage to look at these cards. As you look at the cards, you're going to notice each and every single card, and now look into Steffi's eyes. Focusing on her eyes, and now look at the cards again. And only focus on one card. Only focus on one. You got one? Great. Steffi, what you're gonna do is you're gonna tell them, let's say,
half.
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 And if you hear your card, don't react. I'll tell you the other half. And when we're done, if we've said your card, go back to your seat to a big round of applause. Dan, I have a feeling
So
we're
don't
gonna have an empty
react
stage.
until they're done the trick.
But
If they
just
said
in
your
case we
card,
don't,
go back to your seat at
It's
the
a little
end.
something for you to hold on to until the event itself.
I'll bring it to the event.
All right.
Okay. Thinking about your cards. 2 of clubs.
Don't react.
8 of diamonds. 3 of hearts. And I believe a face card, a jack of spades.
I was seeing a face card as well. I was seeing a king of hearts. No, a king of diamonds. That person just corrected me. And then I think somebody chose this one, a 7 of clubs. But for some reason I'm not able to get the other 2. A 10 of. The transmission isn't happening.
No, is it another 7?
No, it's a 10 of hearts. The final card, I can't figure out what it is.
Maybe Dan's holding on to it.
Maybe he is. So if you've heard your card, go back to your seat. And I know from the past that right now, which is your present, something amazing has just happened. Dan?
Okay, so
the
that's
final card, please, if you would open it up live.
He gave me this envelope.
My name is Mysterion, the Mind Reader.
And I'm Steffi K.
We are
the Sentimentalists.
All right, this is the last envelope. Most of the people are off the stage, which is insane. Is your card the 4 of spades? All right, not bad, 7 out of 8. What was your card?
That was 5 of hearts.
5 of hearts. Give it up for everybody who came up on stage. Here's a, 1 second. That was pretty nuts. I hope you guys like that. It's pretty intense. All right, I'm gonna bring up your next act. I love this guy. I see him all around. He's one of my favorite comedians. Give it up for Arthur Simeon!
Give Dan Galea a round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. I believe in magic and mentalism way too much. Like, I'm so invested right now, I forgot that I had to come up and do a show. Oh, thank you very much. That's very kind. You didn't have to do that, but thank you very much. My name is Arthur. Thank you so much for coming out. Thank you for all being such a wonderful audience and listening and participating. I'm doing really well, as you can tell from the shirt that I'm wearing. I know, it's like I'm better than all of you. And I know, that's a weird way to start a show. We don't know each other, yet I have the confidence of saying something like that. And it is because my life is great. I make great decisions. I have no regrets. And I know, again, you guys are waiting for the joke. There's no joke. I'm just good. I'm just great. That's not entirely true. I haven't been back in this part of town in a while. It's been about a month since I was down here next to the Rogers, and I'll tell you why I haven't been in this part of. About a month ago, the Blue Jays had a game at noon on a Wednesday. And I was like, that's for me. Noon on a Wednesday, the rest of you are productive members of society. You're probably at work, making money. Noon on a weekday, I'm in my underwear watching Netflix. So I'm like, this is a good reason to leave the house. It's great. I was so excited. I called up a friend of mine who's also a full-time comedian. Both of us have nothing to do at noon on a Wednesday. I was like, buddy, we gotta go to a Blue Jays game. The game starts at noon. So like good adults, we started drinking at 11 a.m. And we showed up. And what I didn't realize is that the reason the game was at noon is that the Blue Jays have a deal with school boards across the GTA to bring in children of a school-going age to enjoy a baseball game during the week, because most baseball games are in the evening. Kids are at home doing their homework, having dinner, going to bed. They can't attend Blue Jays games until like the middle of the summer. So when school is still going on, they can bring them during the week. So now I have an entire section of 7 to 12-year-olds with their parents and their teachers and me and my friend hammered out of our minds, like so fucking drunk. And every parent and every teacher is giving us the fucking stink eye, like, fix your life, you two fucking degenerates. And I didn't understand it. I didn't understand why they got so angry at us when we were doing them a service, a free service, because right there was a lesson. Every parent and every teacher just had to look at their kids and look at us and be like, listen, that's the reason we're telling you to stay in school, okay? You stay in school or you'll become those two human beings right there. And here's the thing about going to a Blue Jays game in the middle of the week at noon. You get drunk, which is fine. The game ends at 3 p.m. And when you're in the ballpark, they're selling alcohol. It makes sense to be drunk at the ballpark. But at 3, you're released back into society. And people don't know, because I wasn't dressed in a jersey or anything. I was in a t-shirt and jeans, falling and stumbling all over the place. And people judge you. This city, they call it, oh, it's diverse and accepting. No, it's not. It is not. People, you're falling all over the place, and people are like, you need to find Jesus. You need to find... And you can't explain to them, no, this is the happiest day of my life. You don't understand. I started drinking at 11 with good reason. That's why I love St. Patrick's Day when it falls during the week. I love it. Because St. Patrick's Day is the one day you all join me. Like I walk through St. Patrick's Day like just like a king. I'm like, yeah, I do this every day. Speaking of being in society, I realized that being a comedian sometimes doesn't work out for you the way you think it is. So I was on, because you can always tell new people to Toronto. And you can always tell who's new to the city by how they deal with the subway. I'll give you an example. When you walk onto a subway platform, any subway platform, and it's busy but only on one half. And another half is just completely empty except for one person. That person has done some fucked up shit right before you got onto the platform that everyone moved to the side. And when you're new to the city, you don't know that. Like veterans, if you've been living in this city for a while, you walk onto the platform, half of it is packed, half of it has one guy just hanging out, you immediately join the crowd. You're like, I don't know what's happening, but you guys are just giving me a warning. I don't need to talk to anyone, I know exactly what's happening. This is Toronto, some fucked up shit has just happened. But you can always tell the tourists or the people who are new to the city, because they'll get onto the platform and they'll be excited. They'll be like, oh my goodness, there's all this space. And then they'll get feces thrown on them 100% all the time. And they look so surprised. They're like, where did the feces come from? It's like, buddy, that's why all of us were this way. We knew some shit was happening on that side. Literally. But here's where the comedian sometimes doesn't understand that society, because sometimes you feel like the need to tell people, no, I'm trying to have a good time. I'm doing this for the story, and I'll explain. A week ago, I was waiting for the subway, and this couple gets on the platform, and it's date night. They're feeling frisky, so they start like grabbing each other on the platform, and they're making out, and they're filling each other up. Listen, I'm not judging. You're in love, good for you, okay? But they were grown. They were too grown. They were not teenagers who were just falling in love for them. They were grown. And I'm not saying that when you're older, you're not supposed to be like filling up each other, but you're supposed to know when to stop, okay? But this couple, no. So they get onto the train. The train pulls in. I stand in one of the door, like, you know, the spaces that have the door that doesn't open, and then they come stand right next to me, and the guy is going up the girl's shirt, and he's filling her up, and they're making out, and he's going up farther, and he's grabbing her boobs, and everyone on the subway is pretending it's not happening, but they're standing next to me, and I'm like, I can't pretend it's not happening. So in my mind, I'm like, I'm gonna make this fun for me as well. So I turn my body full on next to them and just start staring and licking my lips. But here's the problem. In my mind, I thought everyone on the subway knew I'm a comedian. No, they don't know. They have no idea. To them, this giant black guy just became the creepiest person on the subway. But it worked, because while they were making out, eyes were closed, and at some point, they came up for air, opened their eyes, and all they got to see was this. And they stopped. And they got off, I'm sure, 5 stops way too early. And I feel like I did the public a service on that day. Thank you very much, thank you. Because if you're gonna do that, you want to give a show, and you can't complain when I take a front row seat. You can't complain, you can't. That's how I roll. I like that we're living in a world that's about to fall apart, especially because of the American politics. And I'm not going to talk about the American president. I don't really care. I've never done a joke about him. I don't give a shit. Like, it's not a surprise to me. There's nothing fascinating about a rich white guy doing whatever the fuck he wants. I've seen that story play out so many times. There's only one person. We've done, the American political drama has played out for almost 3 years now. And there's one person we don't talk about until last week. Until last week, there was one person no one was talking about, and that's Melania Trump, okay? Melania Trump, to me, is the most fascinating human being on the planet right now because she's the only person who did not know what she was signing up for, okay? She's the only person who wanted nothing to do with the White House. Everyone else in Donald Trump's, his family, his fucking kids, his accountant, his lawyers, everyone was excited about the power that comes with being the president of the United States, except one person. Melania was like, I don't need any of this shit. And you can tell, every time you look into her face, you can tell she's like, what the fuck is happening? Why am I still here? I don't even understand what's happening. And she got in trouble last week because she wore a jacket that says, I don't give a fuck, basically. And everyone was like, what is happening to Melania? She's breaking. That's what's happening. She is reaching her breaking point, and I'll tell you why. Melania Trump is a good, old-fashioned gold digger. A woman who barely spoke English from Eastern Europe that signed up for a billionaire lifestyle, okay? A billionaire lifestyle, fucking boats and penthouses in New York and shopping trips in Europe, and that's all. That's all she signed up for. She's like, you know what? I'll even have one of his kids. It's no big deal, okay? And I'll suck his dick from time to time. And then she found out, no. Porn stars can do that for you. She's like, this is perfect. This is fucking perfect. So you mean I'm getting all the money and the perks? I don't even have to touch his dick? Sign me up. Sign me up. Let's do this. And then one day, Donnie comes in and he's like, hey, sweetheart, I'm going to run for president. And Melania, the very supportive trophy wife, is like, yeah, go ahead. I support you. That means more time with you on the campaign trail. I don't have to look at your stupid face, right? Do it. But in her mind, she's also like, there's no way. There's no way America is going to vote for this idiot. I live with him. There is no way. He is going to ruin it the first time he speaks to the United States of America. He's going to ruin it. And sure enough, the first time he comes down that escalator and Melania is with him and she's standing right behind him as he takes the microphone and is like, Mexicans are rapists. And you can see her smile. She's like, yeah, I told you he was going to ruin it the first time. Okay, let's pack up our shit and let's go. And they're like, no, you're still in the race. And she was like, what? What do you mean? I don't even speak English that well, but I'm pretty sure he said Mexicans were rapists. And they're like, yeah, but he's still in the race. I was like, you know what, that's fine. Listen, it's Donald. He's gonna ruin it. And then the next speech he gives is like, black people, what do you have to lose? Your life is terrible anyways. Just vote for me. And Melania's like, yeah, that's my Donnie. Yeah. Okay, let's pack up our shit. Let's go there. No, we're still in it. Okay, we're still in it. Okay. That wasn't as bad, though. Okay, cool. But he's going to ruin it. He's going to ruin it for sure. I know it. I live with this guy. Third time around, grab women by the pussy. Melania was like, yeah. What? We're actually leading. Okay, we're actually leading. This is some bullshit. Because here's the thing. If you're married to Donald Trump, you have to be into some fucked up shit to balance your mind. Because he's obviously going to make you crazy. Melania is 100% part of an underground fighting ring. Like, it has to be like a fight club. And now she can't even do that because Secret Service follows her everywhere. And it's building up. She's starting to wear it on her clothes. I don't give a fuck. And it's going to keep going. And I'm hoping that one night it's going to reach the point where she just gets so angry she becomes the assassin that we're all hoping for. I know that's way too dark, and I'll never tell that joke to Americans. And if any of you are here, please don't tell your friends I said that. I still need to get my American visa. I love America because there's stories there that will happen that just blow my mind. And I like to talk about race a lot because it makes white people uncomfortable. And that's my joy. It's my joy in life making white people uncomfortable. Especially when I have a microphone, I'll tell you why. Like, it's just great. I'll give you an example. I haven't lined up in my bank for about 6 years now. Every time I walk into my bank and there's a long lineup, I'm always like, slavery! And everyone's like, yeah, please don't. You don't need to tell us anything else. We understand. Please go to the front of the line. And that's how life works. And we started to use, as minorities, we started using words like white privilege. And white people get very defensive. They're like, no, I worked hard to get where I am. I don't know what you're talking about. And I always try and explain, it's not about what you have or what you've done to get to where you are. It's how you think, right? Privilege is how you think, how you see situations. And I'll give you an example. My favorite story this year, and I know we're halfway through the year already, but it happened in February, and most of you might have seen this story. It went viral on social media. It was a story of a woman in America who got angry at an airline because they wouldn't let her bring her companion peacock onto a flight. I'll repeat, she got angry at an airline because they wouldn't let her bring her companion peacock. She wanted to bring an entire fucking peacock onto a plane and was surprised that the airline was like, no, you can't just bring a free bird just roaming around. And if you go home, you can look up the video. There's a woman walking around an airport with a peacock on a leash. I can't even bring certain size of toothpaste onto a flight. This woman wanted to bring an entire fucking peacock. And again, it's a white woman. Let's get that out of the way. Every white person in the room knew this. Every non-white person is like, yeah, that's probably a white person. And here's what I'll tell you. My favorite part of the story is that she called the airline 3 times. Which means they said no 3 times on the phone. And she was like, you know what? They haven't seen the beast in person. You know, they can say no on the phone, but once I show up, how did she get a fucking peacock through security? I don't even understand. And people were angry at the airline, and because they got some bad publicity, and some people were feeling sorry for the woman, and some people were feeling sorry for the airline. The only person I felt sorry for was the Uber driver. Because that's how we all get to the airport these days. This person showed up to pick up their fare, and they were like, where are you off to? Airport, cool, I'll help you with your bags. What's that? What the fuck is that? It's like my companion peacock. And I'm not even to make fun of companionship animals. I'm in this business. I know a lot of friends that have anxiety and depression and actually benefit from the companionship of animals. None of those friends know where you can find a peacock on any given day. They don't know, right? But here's the thing. And so I'm uncomfortable with white women leading the charge for equality. We are in this age now where we're using our voices to be like, no, we want equality, whether it's racial or gender or sexuality based. Everyone is fighting for equality, and I'm uncomfortable with white women leading the charge because I don't think they know exactly what they're fighting for. I think white women, your heart is in the right place, but I don't think you know what you're fighting for, because every other marginalized group is going to come to the table with some shit. Black people are going to show up and be like, listen, incarceration rates among us are ridiculous. The justice system is biased against us. Indigenous people are going to be like, our women are missing and no one cares. And brown people are going to be like, every time I go through an airport, they fucking put fingers up my ass. And white women are going to show up and be like, yeah. And I can't even bring my companion peacock onto a flight. Be like, that's not the same thing. But it's entitlement, and we all have it. All of us have this weird, social media did that to us, right? Social media made everyone in this room, all of us think we're important now. I'll give you an example. A month ago, during the NBA playoffs, someone on my Facebook wrote, I fucking hate LeBron James. That's fair. He's a public figure. He signed up for that. I'm cool with that, right? He gets the hate. That's fine. But this person didn't stop there. They said, I fucking hate LeBron James. The next line was, I would rather hang out with Michael Jordan or Kobe Bryant than hang out with LeBron James. Oh, wait to let him know, huh? Wait to fuck it. That's what's gonna ruin LeBron's day, okay? He's a multimillionaire, considered one of the best to ever play basketball, has fans across the world, has a healthy family, but no. Some guy in Brampton doesn't wanna hang out with him. That's what's gonna ruin his fucking day. Oh, some guy in his basement apartment in Brampton has made a decision. Oh, also, in this guy's mind, the 3 best basketball players of a generation are hanging outside his stupid basement apartment, wondering which 2 he's gonna pick to hang out with. Like Michael Jordan is looking at Kobe Bryant like, I hope he picks me and you, Kobe, and we leave LeBron here to think about his life choices. Because all of us think we're important, and I blame parents. For those of you who are parents in the room, if you have the 1 child or you have the 2 kids and that's it, you're raising fucking assholes. You're raising entitled fucking assholes. You're, oh, my prince and my princess, anything you need. And that's wrong. You know why? Because I was one of 6 children, and my parents made it clear they were okay with 4. Which means 2 of us could go missing and no one would come looking. And that's especially depressing because my dad was a police officer, which meant the missing persons report would actually come to his desk and he'd be like, don't worry about it, don't worry about it. Let that kid keep missing. And that's why I'm not gonna, I've seen, like I was in a grocery store and I saw a 7-year-old throw a tantrum and the mom negotiated with them. Like, oh, I'm sorry, well, what cereal do you want? Okay, you tell me, baby, what cereal do you want? And I was like, this is amazing. When I was 7 years old, if I threw a tantrum in a grocery store, my mom would have left me behind. And not in a joking way. She would have grabbed whatever she had in her arms at that point and just left the store. Like, you know what? He doesn't have ID, doesn't know where we live. Let's go. Let's go. They'll never find us. And that's why I'm not going to contribute to the way the world is right now. I don't have any children yet, but I'm planning to. All I need is the mother of my children right now. I'm going to have a minimum of 6 children, but I'm only raising 3. And let me explain. All 6 will be taken care of until they're 9. Because I read a book that says at 9, your personality is fully formed. So by 9, everyone in this room, your parents knew whether you were a decent human being or a piece of shit. So I'm going to raise all of them until they're 9, but only 3 will make it to 16. Between 9 and 16, I'm killing off 3 of them. Yeah. And most of you are thinking, what if all 6 kids are great? No. Top 3 only, okay? That's the rule, okay? You know how most men, if you ask any man in this room, what are you looking for in the mother of your children? Men will say things like beauty and kindness and intelligence. No, I'm looking for a strong vagina and an alibi. That's all I want. A woman who understands we're not raising an asshole. It's not gonna happen, okay? You know that phone call that parents get that your kid is a bully? In my house, it will happen once. They will call and be like, sir, your kid is a bully. I'll be like, oh, really? I'm gonna come pick them up. I'm gonna take care of it. And they'll be like, what does that mean? I'm like, don't worry about it. I'm gonna take care of it. Just give me my child. And they're like, no, you can. I'm like, don't mind your own business. Give me my child. I'm gonna take my child home. I'm gonna line up the other 5. I'm gonna kill this one in front of the other 5, yeah. Then I'm gonna look at their tiny faces and be like, this is what happens when you become an asshole. 1 down, 2 to go. Yeah. And most of you think I'm not committed. Oh, yes, I'm committed to this. This is how committed I am. The first 3 children I have, different names, obviously. I'm not a lunatic. The next 3, same names as the first 3. That's how I'm doing it. There's going to be only 3 birth certificates in my house, and I'm going to give them out at 16 like roses on The Bachelor, okay? Like, you made it. I love you. You know how many of you spend hours and thousands of dollars in therapy trying to figure out if your parents love you? Oh, my kids will know. They'll be like, how sure you? Well, because I'm alive. That's how I know that I made it. And I know there's a lot of parents in this room, and some of you got uncomfortable with that joke. And I get it, and I know why. I tell you, I say that because I was in Montreal a few weeks ago, and I did that joke, and a woman came up to me after the show, and she was like, when you finally have kids of your own, you'll discover how difficult it is to even kill one of them. And I was like, I hope so. This was a comedy show. This wasn't a TED Talk on how to get rid of your children, you fucking maniac. How many times have you tried? So I called the police because I'm a good citizen. You guys have been wonderful. Enjoy the rest of your evening. Good night.
Give it up for Arthur Simeon, guys. So I know everyone's been waiting patiently, and we wanted to reward you with me. No, I'm joking. Guys, give it up for Gorilla Sketch.
Yeah.
Hey man, we pay an announcer. We're using them.
Yes. Oh man, what's gonna happen? Okay, moving a chair. Guys, we're gonna do our big sketch. We've been writing our big sketch. As you know, the 3 pieces of information that we had for this sketch is that we're both pianists. Pianists. That we can't stop thinking about how we want to lick each other's tongues. And this sketch takes place at Whalers Cove. So, Gorilla Sketch, here's our scene at Whalers Cove, the 2 pianists. La 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 la, la la la, la la la. Hey.
Oh, sorry. Show just finished. I just love, doing weird stuff on stage when everyone's gone. It's one of those moments for me. You caught me.
Are you the pianist?
Yeah, I do the piano for this whole festival. It's the Killing of the Whales Festival here at Whalers Cove. And yeah.
Yeah, so you just play the piano while everyone kills whales.
That's the whole thing I do, yeah. That's what they pay me for. It's beautiful, actually.
Yeah, that's cool. I'm actually the new weekend guy. They brought me here for you to train me.
Glenn!
Yeah. Hey.
Oh,
cool.
my God. Yeah, if you have any questions, let me know. I mean, it's pretty simple. It's pretty straightforward. I will say one thing. You know piano. You're good. But,
yeah, I'm good at piano.
Have you ever been to Whalers Cove before?
No, this is my first time. There's a lot of blood. I see a lot of blood.
You get used to the blood. You just kind of sweep it up outside your place or whatever.
Okay.
The streets are just flooded with whale blood here. But the one thing I should tell you is don't eat the whale soup.
Can I tell you something?
Yeah.
Ever since I walked in here, I have the strangest feeling that I want to lick your tongue so badly.
Okay.
Is that weird?
Yeah.
Is that weird?
It would be weird, except for from the moment you walked in, the only thing that I've been thinking about is licking that fucking thick tongue of yours.
Oh my God, thank you.
Yeah, but the problem is, there's a small problem.
What is it? What's up, man?
When I first got here, I ate the whale soup.
So?
Well, it's what I was about to warn you about. It's if you eat the whale soup at Whalers Cove, it gives you a very rare tongue disease. And it will ruin your entire life. Trust me.
Are you telling me that we can't lick tongues?
I haven't licked a tongue in 2 years, dude.
Oh,
and it's like, dude. I dream at night about it.
Fuck, dude, that sucks.
I jerk off to it.
Of course.
But
of course, you have to.
I don't want to pass this on, and if you haven't eaten the soup yet, then you can look at my tongue, but you can't eat it.
Yeah, okay.
Anyways, Whalers Cove is actually a kind of fun place once you get into it.
There's great.
A lot of stuff you can do. There's a place where you can throw spears at fake whales so that when you finally throw a harpoon, if you will, at a real whale.
I can't stop thinking about your tongue, man.
Yeah.
I know you're talking about all this Whalers Cove stuff, but I just want to lick that tongue.
No, you know what? And I'm not going to lie. I'm literally just saying bullshit so I can not think about licking your sweet-ass tongue, man. It's It's super frustrating, and
That is frustrating.
A part of me just wants to throw a condom on my tongue, but I can't.
Fuck, man, I want to lick it so hard. That sucks.
Oh my God, I love it. I love even thinking about your tongue.
Oh, great.
I just want to lick it.
Anyways, I got a show in a couple minutes.
Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna get out of here. You got the weekend.
Okay.
Like I said, if you need anything at all.
Yeah. Hey,
Cool.
good to meet you, man.
I love you. Okay.
Hey, before you go.
Yeah. What's up?
Could I get a quick shot of your tongue so I can jerk off to it later?
That's possible. You're gonna have to get right in there, though. My tongue actually doesn't stick out at all. It's attached at the front, so.
God, that's sexy as fucking hell, dude. Okay, I got it.
All right, well.
Oh my God, that's going in the spank bank for sure. Thanks so much.
I'm not gonna lie, you made my day.
That's our
And
scene. That's our scene.
Thank you, Pat. Give it up for Pat Thornton, everybody.
Wow.
All right, we are coming to the end of the show. We're going to have our musical act play one more time. But before we do that, let's please join me in singing happy birthday to one of the most supportive people I've ever had in my life, Sydney over here. Let's sing happy birthday to Sydney. On the count of 3, 1, 2, the classic happy birthday, nothing crazy. Her name's Sydney. On the count of 3, this is the old happy birthday. You guys all have sung it before. Here we go. 1, 2, the classic happy birthday song. 3, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Sydney. Happy birthday to you. Ladies and gentlemen, keep that applause going for perfect health.
I wanted to play guitar along with it, but it's in this really weird tuning. I don't know. This is an open. So, but the intention was there. Yeah, happy birthday. Cancer, eh? Both my parents are cancers. I got a moon in Cancer. It's like, I'm me and you. Yeah. Whoa. My goodness, it's a lot of action for me for a Tuesday night. Is it? It's Friday? Okay. Can't say that you've never done that. I won't believe you.
Call out to my strength of will that walks me over every hill. I'm waiting for the sense of worth that keeps my head above the surf. Tell me who I am. My heavy-handed shelf of grief binds my love and urge to speak. Oh, I can't find any new start that won't break a corner of this heart. Did I solve it, or am I too late? Tell me who I am. So did I solve it, or am I too late? Tell me who I am.
As I started playing that song, I realized that people are playing arcade games 500 feet away from us, and it was a weird contrast. How's everyone doing? That's good. This is a very nice vibe. Thank you for hanging out and being so attentive. Thanks to all the comedians. Everyone was really funny. This is a kink I haven't worked out yet in my set, which is that I have to tune now. And I'm not wearing glasses because I think they don't look as cool as no glasses. And it's just a logistical error. I'll work it out. Right? Nope. Yeah.
It's a quarantine state, a lack of ambition, an eternal remission, good and bad in the long run. It's a pack of wild dogs, searching after the blood loss, with the scent as their compass, and a meal as their purpose. Oh, shall I remain here? Or shall I remain here? Give it up, give it up, give it up, give it up. Honey, I've had enough. Honey, I've had enough. And if you must be cruel, then at least be brief. Let go of me. It's a struggle to love you. It's a battle to live. And I suffer starvation, a sucking blood from my teeth. It's an act of dishonor. Oh, I hate and I falter, like I'll never be on her. Give it up, give it up, give it up, give it up. Honey, I've had enough. Honey, I've had enough. And if you must be cruel, then at least be brief. Let go of me. Oh, give it up, give it up. Give it up, give it up. Give it up, give it up. Oh, give it up, give it up. Oh, give it up, give it up. Give it up, give it up.
Thank you. So I just got one more song. Thanks for being my first audience. One day, like years from now, you're either going to be like, I was at that show, or you'll never tell anybody because I won't. I'll be working at a bank or something. But we'll see, right?
I'm the one to say when I leave. I I don't really visit anymore. I'm the one to say when I stay. I'm the one to hide and never give myself away. And I don't really visit anymore. No, I don't really visit anymore. So I needed like cool water, cool water. I'm parched and I'm flowing backwards. Cool water, cool water. I'm parched and I'm flowing backwards. I've avoided what I need, buried under corners, getting on in years, and I don't really visit anymore. Since I left, I can't go back there. I don't really visit anymore. So I needed like cool water, cool water. I'm parched and I'm flowing backwards. Cool water, cool water. I'm parched and I'm flowing backwards. Oh, I don't really visit anymore. I don't really visit anymore. Cool water, cool water, cool water, cool water, cool water, cool water.
Thank you so much.
She's in perfect health. Stay on stage, Carmen. I just wanted to thank all you people for coming and watching the show in this summer heat. I want to thank all the people that were on the show. I want to thank Dan Tamizian, who did all the video editing and all the filming. He's a huge part of the show. He's most of the show, really. I also want to thank Pat Thornton, Josh Finkelman, our announcer, Arthur Simeon, Hunter Collins, Perfect Health, Deanne Smith, Hannon Eunice, and the Sentimentalists, and all of you. Please come back. We do this show the fourth Friday of every month. We got a new batch of amazing comedians next month, including Chantel Morostica and musical act Jack Moves. You can look up the shows on www.dangalea.ca. You'll notice the first 2 seasons are in my living room, because that's where the show started, Wayne's World style. Now we're sold out, and we're just making so much money. Just kidding. Thank you for coming. Please come back, tell your friends about the show, and stick around for a dance party with DJ Wexel, the last person I need to thank, but he's so good.